Welcome to Lesson 4 for Stars. In this lesson, we're going to teach you a simple procedure we call the choice formula. You can use this formula when someone or some experience triggers you into an unbalanced fear state, when your worst behaviour might come out, and it'll help you to get back into a balanced state where you can be your best. And this is your number one responsibility, to monitor and check your own thinking and behaviour, to recognise when you're out of balance, when you're thinking negative thoughts and causing or worsening your relationship problems. This formula is going to make being mentally and emotionally balanced and mature and having healthy relationships very simple. Remember in Lesson 2 when we explained that there are only two options when it comes to your inner state? So in every moment of every day you're functioning in either a balanced state and then you're capable of loving behaviour, or you're experiencing fear of failure or fear of loss, or both, because you feel threatened or unsafe. Here you're functioning in an unbalanced, immature, ego-driven fear state. Your job every day is to catch yourself when you're in a fear state and choose your way out. Now sometimes when you're in a fear of loss, you can even feel anxiety. Your body might go into a fight or flight state when you're seriously wobbly. And in this state, you can't get your brain to function right. You aren't really capable of choosing anything. When your body goes into this fight or flight state, your frontal lobe shuts down and you literally can't think straight. So the first thing you need to learn to do is to calm yourself down so you can get your frontal lobe back online. Then you can choose your way out of your fear state. The best way to do this is to sit for a few minutes alone. Get in a comfortable sitting or laying position and do some diaphragmatic breathing. This means deep, slow breaths. And make sure your stomach and your chest push out, getting as fat as you can on the in-breaths and slowly releasing your anxiety on the out-breaths. If you can take 5 minutes to do this, you should feel yourself getting calmer. You'll feel more in control of your emotions. Next, pause for a moment to get your senses back online. What can you smell right now? What noises can you hear? Do you have a taste or sensation in your mouth? How does your skin feel? Hot or cold or tingly? We call this coming to your senses. When you've been a little out of your mind, this is exactly what you need to calm yourself down. Now you should be feeling calm enough to use this amazing choice formula that will eliminate your fears and bring you back to seeing the choice in this moment that is the highest best you would choose. In Lesson 2, we taught you the way out of fear of failure. Do you remember? We taught you to choose to see your value as the same, infinite, absolute, unchangeable. You have the same value as every other human being. And remind yourself you can't fail if your value can't change. This one little tweak in your belief about human value can make you feel bulletproof and safe in any situation. Then in Lesson 3, we taught you how to trust the universe, to see it as a wise teacher, always conspiring to grow and educate you, which eliminates the fear of loss, because you know you can't lose if every situation's here to help you in the long run. Now we're going to show you how to put these ideas together to choose your way out from an unbalanced state into a balanced state. We call this the choice formula, and it looks like this. Your unbalanced state is caused by fear, and the opposites of fear are trust and love. This means whenever you're in a fear state, all you have to do is choose a trust and love state, and voila, you're back in balance. We have 2 steps for trust and 2 for love in the formula. But you always do the trust ones first, because until you have trust and are out of fear, you aren't capable of love. To choose trust, you're going to choose to trust these 2 things. 1, that your value is unchangeable, and because of this you can't fail and your value is always safe. And 2, that your life is always the perfect classroom journey for you, so you are safe in the universe all the time. Once you're in trust about these 2 things, there's nothing to fear. Now you're capable of love and showing up at your best. The first love step is to pause and choose to see yourself and whatever other people are involved in this situation as having the same value and the same fears. This means no one can be intimidated or feel insecure or less than the other person. Then you're going to make a love-motivated decision and choose a response in this moment that's focused on loving yourself and that other person. You're going to rise. You're going to choose the response you feel most capable of, and this makes you feel strong, wise and loving. Let's give you an example of how you can use this formula in a real-life situation. Let's imagine your partner just got home from work and snapped at you with an insult because of how messy your house is. Immediately, your subconscious mind will get triggered by fear of failure. You'll probably have a very defensive response. You might lash out. You might get really offended or hurt. And all of this will happen fast because your subconscious reactions are super fast. But at this moment, you have a choice. You can let go of fear, let go of that ego response that's taken over, and let whatever reactive behavior that showed up run the show. Or you can choose to get into your balanced state before you respond. And this is what we recommend. Pause for a moment. Remind yourself that no matter what your partner says, thinks, or does, you still have exactly the same value as everyone else, and no one can ever diminish that value. Then you can choose to see this interesting insult experience as your perfect classroom today, and you can decide to rise to the challenge that this classroom has presented. And instead of getting triggered and behaving badly back, you're going to choose better. Then you must remind yourself that you are not the bad guy because of the mess. And your partner isn't the bad guy for insulting you. In fact, you're both struggling, scared human beings doing the best you can, and you have the exact same value. Then the final step is to make a love-motivated choice. Maybe instead of focusing on how that remark hurt you, you could remember that it's hurt people who actually hurt people, and that all bad behaviour is really about that other person's fear, more than it's about you. Instead of hurling your insult back, maybe you just ignore that insult and say, hey, did something rough happen today at work? Are you okay? This would mean taking the high road, giving this person a little benefit of the doubt and showing up for them, not just for yourself. If this doesn't work and your partner is still in an unbalanced state and is still being rude or mean to you, then maybe the loving choice is to physically remove yourself until they're in a better place and do something that you need right now so you can stay balanced. The whole goal of the choice formula is to help you pause before you react in fear or defensiveness and choose behaviour that's more mature, wise and loving. This will take practice and you won't be good at it right away, but the more you play with it, the easier it becomes. And we know this because we've been teaching it to people like you for over 15 years and it works. Make sure you listen to the Shape Up Subconscious audio recording that goes with this lesson 3 times a day for the next week. It'll also help you to take the ideas and internalize them into your subconscious programming. The people who do this, they find themselves getting more peaceful and less reactive, more in control and less anxious, and more happy. Go and listen to The Choice Is Yours for the first time right now.